Hey guys, what's up? Carl here. Just finished eating a delicious taffy apple. Gotta get another one of those. Anyway, this is a video talking about is Daniel Bryan buried? Or is he on his way to being buried? This video was prompt for me to do. My buddy Above Been Stuffed. He made a video talking about this, and in his video he explained his opinions on this topic, as well as saying that a lot of wrestling fans amongst the internet and YouTube have really been stating their opinion and their dislike for the storyline due to the simple fact that Daniel Bryan, they feel in their opinion, is buried. I haven't been on YouTube, obviously, because the last video I did was like 2 weeks ago, so I haven't been in the know as to like what people are talking about in internet-wise in the wrestling world. So the only person's opinion I have on this topic is Buff and Stuff, which he wanted to know my thoughts and opinions on this. So is Daniel Bryan being buried or squashed? In my opinion, yes, Daniel Bryan is being buried. He is being buried. There's a difference of being buried and or squashed. Being buried means, squashed. Being a wrestler being squashed is if you were to rank them, squashed, buried. Squashed is like below being buried. Being squashed means you're flatline, you're dead, you don't have a pulse. You're just you're dead when you're squashed. Being buried is just where you are just taking hit after hit after hit after hit, getting no offense, and with each hit you're taking, it's like a video game where each hit you're taking, your HP or your energy level is shrinking and shrinking, getting lower and lower, and and it's until you hit 0 on your energy bar, you're dead. So I don't think Daniel Bryan is squashed, but he's on his way. My thing is this here with Daniel Bryan. You guys know that I did a video talking about my thoughts on this whole storyline and angle. I was kind of neutral about it. I want to see how they would do things in the coming weeks. And granted, even though there are some good things I do like about the storyline, like one, I like how the storyline is crossed over to SmackDown because it makes SmackDown much more interesting. And we get to see Randy, the WWE champion, wrestle on both shows, making the world titles just completely insignificant at this point. Anyway, those are some of the few little minor things I do enjoy from this angle. But at the expense of Daniel Bryan, it's I think, in my opinion, it's pathetic. I get that you want to deem Bryan or build him as this ultimate underdog kind of like thing, but you got to be careful in how you do this. And I even said in my video, like when I made a video talking about this before, that you got to be careful. They have to be careful how they book Daniel Bryan. The guy has gotten no offense whatsoever, and it's been like, what, 2.5, 3 weeks since SummerSlam, and it's like he gets beat up twice on Raw, then he gets beaten up the next night on SmackDown. You multiply that a week from both shows over the last 2.5 to 3 weeks. Dan Bryan's got no offense 9 times on both shows that he's been squashed on. And that's pretty bad. The only thing I can think that they could do with Daniel Bryan is Daniel Bryan has to win the world title at Night of Champions. That's the only thing I think that can save Daniel Bryan. Wrestling philosophy 101 is that, the heel's objective or the heel's job in wrestling is to build the babyface, make the babyface be beloved by the fans, and make the fans love the babyface, and draw heat on himself to make the babyface be more beloved, and just build him up and build him up and build him up. That's really the objective of a heel. A heel is just to make the good guy look good and have the good guy triumph over him. And that's fine. But my opinion has always been in wrestling that it's okay if the heel, or the dominant heel, so to speak, beats and ruffles up the babyface. But at some point, you're going to have to need the babyface to get some type of offensive counterattack to what the heel is doing. Because if you continue to screw the good guy, the babyface, you keep screwing him and 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 screwing him, and he's getting no payoff. From the fans' perspective, you know what that does? He takes a hit. His momentum, that wrestlers takes a hit in their momentum each and every time. They keep getting screwed and they're not getting any payoff. They take a hit in their momentum. Once the momentum takes a heat, they're hype, they're buzz. It cools down with the fans, and when it cools down with the fans are like, okay, you know what? We're no longer invested into this guy. Screw you. We're gonna cheer someone else now. Or sometimes what you can do with the babyface is you can screw them over so many times, and the fans might not be completely disconnected with them anymore. They can still be attached to them, but not as they were in the beginning. Whereas the level of excitement and anticipation and investment for this character was at 100%. Now it's dropped to about a 40. So when you do have that wrestler, that the babyface get the payoff over on the heel, instead of it being, the babyface gets his revenge on the heel. He won the title. And now, instead of being like that, it's now, yay, you won, congratulations. All right, you're the champion. You beat the bad guy. Yeah. So what else is new? And that's the reaction you don't want. And, Daniel Bryan right now, I don't think he's damaged goods. But if they keep it up, Daniel Bryan is going to get a mid-card reaction instead of a main event pop that he's been getting. That's just the way it is. And I know there are going to be some people, because there were some people I spoke to before that were like, they're doing this to make Daniel Bryan a bigger star. If you're going to make him a bigger star, let the guy get some payoff. The only thing I can think of is that for them to squash him like this and to get no payoff, he has to win the belt at Night of Champions. If they squash Bryan, with Bryan not getting no offensive attacks in going into this pay-per-view, and he still loses and still gets screwed out of the title at the pay-per-view coming up, I would hate to watch Monday Night Raw that next night. I would hate to watch it. Because I think it's a little bit ridiculous. Let Daniel Bryan kick Randy in the skull. Let Daniel Bryan beat the holy hell out of the Shield. He's beaten the Shield single-handedly multiple times back in the month of June and July. He was beating them up single-handedly by himself. Let him do it again. Let him kick Randy in the skull. Let him do something to piss off Triple H. Give Daniel Bryan some fire. Give Daniel Bryan some ammunition and his cannons to blast back at Triple H and the corporation. And I'm feeling like they're not doing that. I get that they want to have him as an underdog. That's fine. But hell, even Rey Mysterio has gotten some offense every now and then, whether it was to humiliate his opponents, make them look silly and complete goofballs. He did something. Bryan, they're having to do absolutely nothing. So the only thing I can think for Bryan to get his heat back is to maybe, they're playing with the fans' minds and saying like, hey, you know what? Bryan's going to get screwed, because he's been getting screwed every week for the last 3 weeks on both SmackDown and Raw. So there's no way he's going to win the title. That's the only thing I can think of. They try to pull some bonehead shenanigan move. Big Show, Dolph Ziggler and the Miz, maybe even a return from Cody Rhodes by then. They'll come and they'll stop the Shield and distract the Shield or something, and Daniel Bryan makes Randy Orton tap and wins the belt. That's the only thing I can think of, because I would hate it for them to do what they've been doing, and Bryan still craps on himself and doesn't win the belt at Night of Champions. They have to give Daniel Bryan the belt, especially if, from reports, this angle between Bryan and Orton is going to be spread out for the next 3 to 4 pay-per-views. Bryan has to get the belt back at some point. So, do I think Daniel Bryan is buried? Being buried? Absolutely. Is he squashed? No. But if they keep it up, he could could be there, and you don't want Bryan to be in that squash position. Also, too, I think having Daniel Bryan not having any type of help, I think also kind of hurts a little bit too. I get the whole fact, Triple H being the new power trip. Authority and boss, and a lot of people are afraid because he's throwing his weight around. He could fire them. I get that. That's fine. That's okay. But at a time where the ultimate good guy, John Cena, who would normally come in and save the day, is no longer around at this point in time, Bryan does need some type of allies and some type of assistance to help him. I think that enough in itself could help Bryan a little bit and get some offensive attacks or whatnot against Randy Orton and the Shield, Triple H. I know Triple H right now is busy with Paul Heyman, but once he's done with Paul Heyman, have CM Punk. CM Punk is a guy that sticks his face in front of the face of authority. He Punk is an anti-hero, really. Whether he's a baby face or a heel, he always goes up against any type of authority figure. I would love to see CM Punk help Daniel Bryan out once he's done with Heyman, and kind of go up against the grains of Triple H and this new corporation. I think it'd be entertaining as hell. I would love to see it, because I think they would probably have CM Punk have a better offense against this new corporation rather than what Daniel Bryan is doing. But they have to get. That's the only thing I can think of. Like I said, I would hate to see Raw the next night if Bryan does not win the belt at Night of Champions. That's the only payback. Have Daniel Bryan being squashed multiple times, have it embedded in people's brains and in their minds that he's not going to win the belt. Then come the pay-per-view with some type of shenanigans with Shield and stuff, he wins the belt. That's the only thing I can think of. So you guys give me your thoughts in the box below, and what do you think of my prediction of how I think things could go if I'm thinking what they're doing is right or not going into the pay-per-view. And like I said, perfect example of this too, of a babyface continually getting screwed and fans just losing investment. Ryback had multiple title shots, multiple chances, and look what happened to him. He got screwed. And look what happened. The fans stopped being invested in him. What did WWE do? They turned him heel, which wasn't good on top of that. So that's perfect. Ryback is the most recent of a perfect example of the point I'm trying to get across as to how you can't let the babyface get screwed continuously without having them have some type of offense and getting some payoff. Even if it's but for a moment, just a taste, he needs it. Let me know what you guys think in the box below. Subscribe. Peace.